Welcome back to Spam's video diary. I haven't posted a video in almost 2 weeks. This time we'll condense 2 weeks into one video because I don't have that much material from these 2 weeks. So she was 23 and 24 weeks old last week and the week before that. Okay, so if you're wondering, I gave myself a black eye with a leash. So embarrassing and doesn't look great. This was 8 days ago, so I don't think it's going away anytime soon. I look stupid, but that's what happened. All my fault. We've spent time in Poland, in Czech Republic, in Austria, and in Slovenia. So she's been busy. She's been in so many new places. She's been to the city, she's been hanging around in restaurants, she's been walking in the forest, and she's been to different training arenas. But I don't have a lot of video because most of the things I've been on my own and having full focus on her, walking around in cities or sitting at a restaurant, and it's just really hard to get video of that. It's been hard to get training done where we've stayed, sometimes because I've been too tired, like when we were competing or when I was in Austria. And then in Slovenia, when I had more time, our room was so small. You could barely turn around in there, so I didn't have any room for training. So we mostly just explored the city and walked in the forest and did a lot of great things that didn't end up on video. So that's why this video will be a bit shorter and just a summary of what we've done. She's in an age now that is quite difficult. A lot of the time she's a very good puppy. Like, she's so easy to travel with. She settles in new environments. She's still very much housebroken. I can bring her to restaurants and she'll sleep under the table. She does great walking in the city, but she is very, very obsessed with other dogs. So anytime there are other dogs around, she'll go into stalk mode. And she just wants to lie down and shake or slowly walk onto dogs. And she's very intense in doing that. So that's one of our big challenges right now. It's difficult to have her on loose walks with the other dogs, and definitely difficult to take her into a training arena where others are training. So that's something that we're working on. It's also something that I know will get better with time. So this is a very common problem with young border collies, and I don't like it, and I'm trying to work on it as much as I can, but I also know that it will get better. This is a typical age for this to manifest, and it usually gets better in a few months. But you can't count on it, so I'm definitely training, and we're making progress. She's able to work with me. A lot of the time, like if I'm really engaged, if I work with toys, high energy training, she's fine. Much harder to do sit stays or to do shaping with food when there are other dogs running around. So I think I'll show more of that in next week's video because now we're really working on it. Spam has definitely transitioned into teenager. She's not a cute puppy anymore, and she has a lot of ideas on what she wants to do and how she can outsmart me sometimes. So I really have to keep an eye on her so that she doesn't get into trouble. Just the other day when we arrived in Budapest, I had this super nice hotel room where we stayed for one night, but it was really, really warm. So I opened up the door to the balcony. We had a nice big balcony, and I just let the dogs go out to sniff while I was doing something else, and then I heard her bark, and I heard her dog bark down at the street. So I went out, and she wasn't on the balcony, she was standing on the roof, and I almost died because that was so scary. Fortunately, she came back when I called her and she didn't get any more alone time on the balcony, but that was really scary. And we've had a few scares like that, like in Slovenia when we were kind of attacked by a loose dog that was running up to us and being really aggressive. And in just for some reason, I just hate myself for doing this, but I lost Spam's leash. I had 3 dogs, I was really scared, and just in the midst of all of this, I dropped her leash and she ran away, and we were close to a road with traffic, and there was this aggressive dog, and I was really, really scared, and I thought I might lose her. Fortunately, she came when I called her. I think she felt how serious it was, and also wanting to get back to security with me and the other dogs. So we've had 2 real scares where I thought that I might lose my puppy. So that's really, really scary. And that's one of the things about bringing a puppy that doesn't know what a grown-up dog knows, is that it's easier to get into situations like that where you don't know what they're going to do. On the other hand, I think that she's getting so much good exposure to things that will help her later on in life. It's just a condensed socialization of people, places, traffic. She does not care about cars at all anymore, which is so nice. She loves people. She greets a lot of different people of different languages. She meets a lot of dogs. She gets to visit places that might be hard to visit in Sweden, like museums and restaurants. And she gets a lot of time to just hang out with me. So anytime I go somewhere, I try to bring her with me, and she can just lie beside me and not do anything. A lot of countries in Europe are really dog-friendly. Poland was amazing. It was so much fun bringing her to restaurants and bars. I use Google a lot to make sure that we find the dog-friendly places, but I get the impression that most places are dog-friendly, and sometimes you're not sure and you walk in and there's a dog bowl with water for the dogs. So really enjoyed Poland. We went to Krakow, and it was a very dog-friendly city. Can definitely recommend it. In Czech Republic, we also had a great time. I just stayed there for 1 day, but we had lunch at this really good place where I could work and Spam could just hang out and sleep after she gets her water bowl. Slovenia also had dog-friendly places. And really, really nice forests to walk in. Slovenia is a beautiful country. I definitely want to go back and explore more.